Well, hello everybody as we're going live. Hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome everybody who is joining. Let me do really quick tech check that we are indeed live. Okay, looks like we are live on looks like we are live on YouTube. Let me check a LinkedIn really quick. Make sure that we also live on LinkedIn. Sometimes it is, and we are live everywhere. So, hello everybody. What we're going to talk about today? Tonight we're going to talk about why pivot fails. Tonight we're going to talk about why pivot fails, and especially what we're going to do in 2025. Hello, Donovan. Welcome. And by the way, as you're joining, say hello. It's been a little while since I went live. Okay, so like you see my new studio, you see the new background. So say hello in the chat as you are joining. So, listen. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if you could just start your business, have one offer, one messaging, and everything would continue to sell as it is selling, right? You don't have to reinvent, you don't have to pivot, you don't have to change anything, right? But the reality of the business, the reality of entrepreneurship, that everything is changing. Everything is changing. And if you look at yourself as an entrepreneur, you are growing and you are changing yourself too. And even if you look at big companies that are out there, a lot of them are pivoted and pivoted big. And we're going to talk about how to, what mistakes to avoid. So we're going to cover three main reasons why pivots fail. And I'm also going to reveal how I am pivoting in 2025 and what I'm doing differently in my business. And also, like, let it be a case study for all of us. So, uh, uh, we could navigate this pivot altogether, and maybe you also have insights how you could potentially pivot in your business. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes, like three reasons why pivots fail. So the first reason, and it's a big one. It's a big one. The first reason why pivots fail, and is misdiagnosis. Misdiagnosis. Let me expand on that a little bit. So, why people pivot? First of all, it is essential to understand why people change something. Why people pivot? People might pivot because they have a bigger vision for their business, because something that they built before, they outgrew their offer. They're building something bigger, better, and they have a new vision. It's one way. Another reason why people pivot is because something is not selling, something is outdated. Either it is your messaging, either it is your offer, either it is the problem that you're solving, or your positioning. So something is not working. Something needs to change. That's why people pivot. So let's talk about when people misdiagnose or don't diagnose their problem. And normally it is when something is not quite working, and people are wondering, like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, I need to pivot. And people pivot, people pivot without addressing the root cause of the initial problem. They just put another wrapper around that problem. So normally, when something is not working, when something is not selling in your business, these are like but like two reasons. It's either messaging or your sales skills. Messaging is related to marketing, how you talk to your audience, how you position your offer, how you present yourself, how you market yourself. This is your messaging. And the sales skill, sales is not messaging. Sales is how you close sales in DM conversations, or through your sales pages, or through your webinars. If you use webinars to sell, like, and sell one to many, and before, if something is not working right now, I would really sit down and do like really deep diagnosis, like what is not working in my business. If I'm not getting any leads, if I'm not getting any interest from the people, that's probably my messaging. That's probably something needs to change in my marketing. Either my people have evolved, my target audience that I'm targeting has evolved, and they have different problem. They might actually have the same problem that you used to solve or that you're solving right now, but the challenge with that, they might see that problem differently. And it's like when we're not talking the language of our ideal audience, like what they want, not what they need. Listen, you are the expert. You know what audience, what you know what your customers need, but uh, your customers may not hear that because they want what they want. And essentially, when you position your messaging, when you position your offer, you need to speak to what they want and deliver them what they need. Your message should be a bridge between what they need and what they want. So if you're not getting enough leads, when something worked before, was working before really well, and now you see the slowdown, now you see the dry season, start diagnosing your messaging. And also when it comes to the messaging, also the customer aware, there are basic principles, right? We have customer journey, we have customer awareness. That's just the foundation of the marketing, right? But also, as our industries evolved, we probably have customers who are either new customers on the market, they have never purchased what you're selling before. So it's one sector of the market, and uh, they normally have lower level of discernment. It's easier to establish trust with them because they never bought a wrong thing before. They just know that they want something that you're selling. Um, and there is a really specific way to talk to them, right? You probably need to start with a problem unaware stage, right? When they don't know what the problem even is. But majority of the time, like we have very evolved and mature market. Majority of the time, your customers that you're marketing, whether you're a consultant, whether you're a coach, whether you are a therapist, whether you provide some sort of services, they bought those services before. So you gotta have a lot of problem aware people. They know what the problem is. They don't know what your offer is, and you need to lead to that offer. Also, you gotta have a lot of people on the marketplace right now who are in this either post purchase period when they purchased services before and they are in need in the same services again, or they want to buy services again. And then they're a little bit more discernment, so like maybe they have buyer remorse. How do you address the buyer remorse in your messaging if you know that other providers may not deliver the same level of results that you're delivering? So this is the messaging. And also the solution aware, like when people in this consideration phase, how do you sway them, and how do you bring them to your offer, right? And it's not pitch slapping, it's not feature stacking. It is really talking to their identity. Like this is the number one. So as you, by the way, I see more people are joining. Say hello, and like, hello, Dr. Zanzi. Thank you so much for joining. We are talking about three main reasons why pivots fail. One of them is misdiagnosis. People don't diagnose their problem. So one of the problems, it is either messaging or sales skills. And um, uh, how do you know that your problem is a sales skill? So we address the messaging is when nobody raises their hand. Hello, Robert, thank you so much for joining. Happy to see you. By the way, if something resonates with you right now, like what resonates with you in the chat. If you have questions, if I'm saying something and something really resonates, let me know what resonates. And also let your neighbors know what resonates with you. Okay, we're a community here. So and then also like as you've seen people in the chat, connect with them. Hello, Tracy. Thank you so much for joining. Happy to see you. Misdiagnosis is a real phenomenon. Yes, Dr. Zonzi. Yes, it really is. It really is. So messaging when you have no leads, you promote your content, you think that you are speaking to about your offer correctly, but people are not buying. So this is the people are not raising their hand, people not saying, hey, like, I'm interested, hey, I want to learn more. This is messaging problem. Now, how do you know that you have a sales problem? The sales problem, and like it is kind of more obvious is when people book sales with you, or if you do sales in DMs, but they don't buy. They listen. People come up with all kinds of objections: money objection, spouse objection, it's not the right time objection, all kinds of objections. And by the way, when I'm working with my clients, it's either they want more leads. Hey, I want more people to say yes that they want to that I want to work with you, or another part of my clients, they have the right messaging. So they normally say like, no, like when I post, people normally resonate. I have DMs, people communicate with me, but it's just like I can't really close them. When if you can't really close them, it's a sales problem. And the good news about sales is a skill. And and it's a skill that you can develop over time, but also fairly fast. And what I'm seeing with my clients, when I'm working with my clients, for example, if I'm working with you, normally it is after a few role plays. After a few role plays, people people are able to adjust, adapt, and like these are normally little tweaks that people need. Because listen, when you know your stuff, when you're really good at your messaging sells itself. Your messaging sells itself. You just need to like really fine tune sales techniques that will help people to make a decision. That's it. That's it. Also, also, a lot of the time, people think about big pivot like, oh, I need to pivot. I need to pivot. I need to rebrand. A lot of the time, people need to recalibrate. Like the worst thing that you can do right now is actually do 360 pivot without testing, without validation, without contingency plan. And this is reason number two, contingency plan. So let me tell you a story, and let me tell you what I mean by that. So let's say you build a business, you build an offer, it brings money, it is profitable, like business, like ebbs and flows, but you realize that you have, as a CEO, you have a bigger vision for your business. You have a bigger vision for your company. And that is a good thing. You are evolving because your customers are also evolving. It is a good thing. So what I did in my business, I had a big vision for my business. I have a big vision for my business. I started with career coaching for software engineers, and those of you who followed me for many years, like you know my story, right? Donovan knows my story. Actually, Donovan started working with me before the big public pivot. And also, I started seeing that, okay, people were asking about entrepreneurship. People wanted to do consulting. People wanted to do service-based businesses. People wanted to build something bigger than themselves. So I have that vision. What did I do? I think, okay, like if my previous offer was selling fairly well, I can just sell another thing. I need to just create content, shift my messaging, and everybody will buy. This is not correct. This is not correct. Listen, if you have a big vision if you're really thinking about 360 pivot and and listen, this is from alignment. This is not from fear. This is not because you're going through a dry spell in your business. This is soul calling. This is your God's assignment. This is time I need to pivot. I need to shift. It takes 12 to 24 months for any big 360 rebrand pivot to actually make it profitable. Let me say it again, drop it in the chat. 12 to 24 months, especially right now, especially in trust recession, 12 to 24 months. What do I mean by that? What do you need to do in this situation? You need contingency plan. You follow your vision because what you don't want to do, you don't want to destroy your business and your confidence and your nervous system as you're building the big vision, because it happens a lot. We follow our soul desire to build a big vision, but when we are pivoting 360 with our contingency plan, we lose our financial cash flow. Because let me explain, when you are rebranding and pivoting 360 and like elevating to the higher level, first of all, you don't have the audience. You may not have enough audience to make 360 pivot yet. You need to grow that audience. This is number one, and it takes time. Number two, you are not addressing the close proximity to the audience that you already have around you. If you are pivoting 360, there are probably people in your audience who are ready to buy right now. So, for example, in my business coaching, when I pivoted from career coaching for software engineers to business coaching to business strategy, I have people who were interested to start their own business. So, what I would do differently, I would put contingency plan, and I would actually run those two offers side by side, and maybe like it would start with like 10% new offer, 90% all offer, then 20/80, then 70, like 30/70, and then gradually I will grow new audience. I will grow authority with new audience, right? And gradually I would pivot to a new offer and eventually sunset the old offer. This is the contingency plan. And this is why I also, like, I always say pivot is personal. No matter if you're making small changes, like, oh, I need to maybe change the way I speak to my customers. I need to switch my positioning. This is messaging. Or I need to improve my sales skills. This is sales skills. Or I need to do something bigger with my business and pivot 360. Like, it is very personal. It is very personal. And what I wish I had when I was pivoting, like, first of all, therapy. Like, and I'm serious, I'm a former clinical psychologist, and therapy. You can, if you want to build a strong personal brand, go to therapy. Like, that's essential. Number two, personalized coaching. Because again, your business is very personal. Your business is very personal, and you need personalized coaching. In fact, when I was pivoting, I was in a group coaching container. Again, that works. I love the community. I love the coach. Everything is great, but that was not the level of support that I needed and I wanted at a time. My pivot was deeply personal. Like, yeah, the same strategies, the same frameworks I could implement directly to my new business, to my new messaging. Uh, but again, that was deeply personal. And Trish, thank you so much. You always speak the truth. Hello, my friend. Welcome, welcome. So that is essential. And let me tell you something. Whenever you're pivoting, this is, by the way, the reason number three, emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation. Listen, I want us to slow down a little bit right now in this live stream and really pay attention how you feel. Because if you're thinking about pivot, and if you're making pivot emotionally, it's not going to work out. Because pivot, yes, it's emotional, it is emotional, but you can't make big decision out of emotions. Fear-based pivoting never works. When you're pivoting, you need data, data either what is working or what is not working. You need data what is currently working in your business publicly and privately, because often we have a lot of really good data what is working for us really well privately, but the public doesn't know about it. That can be your next iteration of your offer. Think about that. And like really regulate your nervous system, like regulate your emotions. Again, this is why I talk about therapy. This is why I talk about mindfulness. This is why I talk about spiritual practices, because like it's essential to regulate yourself. Tracy asks, may I ask a psychological question? Yes, Tracy, go ahead. Ask a psychological question, please. Yes, I'm all ears. And by the way, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. You can ask psychology questions. You can ask and you can ask sales questions, you can ask business questions. Like, ask your questions in the chat. By the way, thank you so much for your participation. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you. So I want to give you a little bit of a case study, and we're gonna chat about how my client is pivoting, and we're going to talk about AI too, because like we live in the age of AI, and it would be really big disservice for all of you if I just skip the AI portion, because it is just the reality where we live right now, and it touches every single area of our lives, businesses, employment, um, like everything. So I want to give you a little bit of a case study, how like what I am doing right now in my business, how I am pivoting and how I am adjusting. So if you know, like if you followed me for a long time, if you know that previously the only way you could work with me is either through my group coaching container or one-on-one coaching. These are the only way. Like maybe there was a VIP offer or a VIP option, and I always keep VIP option because not everybody needs a loan commitment. But in 2025, what I'm doing differently, like first of all, I collected feedback from my community, from my clients, and what they when they said that they like the community. So I decided, and I will put more content and more information about that moving forward. I decided to build a brand new community for entrepreneurs, and it's $47 a month. And the focus of the community, first of all, I want to build a strong referral community when we can collaborate, because wealth is created by collaboration. When we can leverage each other networks, when we can refer each other, when we can appear on everybody's or on each other's stages. Because again, host like guesting and hosting guests on your show, on your live streams, on your podcast. This is very powerful, not just for you, but for your guests as well. And it's literally win-win situation. So what I do in my community, I do monthly coaching. Every month I do coaching, and it's a group coaching. This is the community, and this is very much community driven. We focus on messaging, because listen, if you want to make sales, let me just simplify. If you want to make sales, you need strong messaging, you need strong sales skills. And in this community, we're practicing the messaging, like the strategies that work really well right now in 2025, messaging and sales. And also, it is very much community driven. Very much community driven. You post your questions, and I answer them in the community, or I answer them live in the live coaching call. So this is like this is the first thing that I'm doing right now. I have never landed an offer that was less than $2,500 ever. So This time around, I'm landing $47 a month. You can cancel anytime. Community support, and I will drop links in the comment section after live stream. So please, right after live stream, check the comment section. The link for the community will be there. Another thing that I'm doing, and this is some, by the way, these are like these are and these are techniques that you can do right now for your business, and you can test it out for your business. Another thing that I'm doing in my business, I'm building a bridge offer. And bridge offer, it's an offer that leads your customers to your flagship offer. So for me, I created a bridge offer, booked and sold out. Again, how that offer was formed, because within 3 months, and again, this is not an income claim, but within 3 months, when I work with people, in 3 months, people book clients and people normally sold out. It happened to me multiple times. After 3 months, after 90 days, people would just, hey, like, people have another problem. People have the capacity problem. And then they say, hey, like, I booked, like, this is that works. The messaging, I tested messaging, it works, and I'm sold out. Or like, I start getting sales. So, and it is 3 months coaching support. It's 90 days. It's a very intensive. It's one-on-one with me, and it's $2,500. And we're specifically focusing on messaging, sales. And when I say messaging, we actually start doing market research. I teach you and coach you how to do market research correctly, not through polls, not just like ask random questions online or in your DMs, but how to do the correct market research interviews for your offer, and how to implement that data in your marketing. So, and it's, again, it's one-on-one work. It's one-on-one hands-on working with me. It's one-on-one coaching. And it's really strategy, right? I believe in one-on-one support. I believe in one-on-one coaching, and I personally benefit from one-on-one coaching. And uh, these are the results that I'm seeing from my customers. So, and it's $2,500 for my premium offers, and it's a year container. So it's for entrepreneurs who would like to have continuous support. This is like this is quarterly. Like, first of all, in book and sold out, we coach every single week because we need results fast. We need to test things fast. We need to gather data fast. We need to do our market research really fast. So, in premium offer, build the way you love. We do quarterly reviews because I don't know if you've been through coaching programs where, like, on the graduation call, like, okay, tell me about your wins. How was the what worked for you, what didn't work for you. So we're gonna do every quarter, because it is a year. It is a year-long program. Every quarter we do evaluation. We meet every other week. It's one-on-one coaching. We work on the messaging, we work on the sales skills, we work on also expanding your capacity, because normally when within those like 3 months when I work with people, um, people have capacity problem, and the capacity problem normally comes out from like the nervous system, the uncertainty, like, can I handle so many clients, and creating systems that can support you, also addressing how to hire the right people, right? How to find the support. Either it is VA, or or is it like maybe your program coach, or maybe additional consultant in your consulting business. And then within a year you can really expand your business and grow your business. You can make a predictable cash flow when you can hire people, when you realize what support you need to scale, because The truth about entrepreneurship, if you want to scale just beyond six figures and multiple six figures, you need a winning team. And with the build the way you love offer, it is $10,000. It is a year offer, and by the way, payment plans are available for each for my bridge offer for $2,500, book and sold out, and for build the way you love as well. Uh, but this is the container when you can expand your business. And again, this is the data from my clients. This is the data from my clients because at the end, I remember I was working with one client, and we realized that like, hey, uh, he needs to build his own conference. And now, like that client actually started building his own AI product and his AI company. And actually, he had a request about mentioning about AI and AI. Listen, AI, and I don't know, Donovan, if you're still with us on the live stream, and if you are, like, let us know what you are building in terms of your AI product. But the thing is, like, AI is here to stay. AI is here to make you more efficient, make you more productive. But the truth is, you can abdicate your agency, and you can abdicate your decision making to AI. I know we are almost at time. I don't have the whole lot of time to dive deeper into AI aspect of the business, but these are just the reality of the current situation where we live right now. All right, so three main reasons why pivots fail: misdiagnosis. People don't diagnose their problem correctly. They pivot with the same problem. They just wrap that problem in a new container, and they experience the same problem. This is why pivot fail. Number two, no contingency plan. People pivot too big, too fast without contingency plan. Number three, emotional dysregulation, nervous system dysregulation. Pivot is emotional, but you can pivot emotionally. You have to regulate yourself. You can pivot out of fear. And the way I'm pivoting in 2025, I'm building the community. It is $47 a month. And I also for people who like to hands-on quick wins, like short-term coaching for 3 months. Again, it's one-on-one coaching. It's $2,500, booked and sold out. We're working on your messaging, and we're working on your sales skills. And I'm also bringing the market research component, how to do market research correctly, and how to utilize and actually use AI to aggregate that data, not abdicate your decision about your market research, but how to aggregate that data correctly so you can actually utilize that data in your public marketing and in your public messaging. And my flagship program, it's a year offer working with me. It is quarterly reviews. It is expanding your capacity, how to really scale your business. Because listen, like, if it is just you, you are building yourself into a job, not a business. And a lot of entrepreneurs are not in this situation. They build themselves into a job, not necessarily a business. And it's $10,000, and the payments plan available. But and if you are in, like, I will drop the community link in the chat. And by the way, when you are enrolling either in book and sold out or build the way you love, you will have access to the community, because this is what my clients like. You will have access to the community, no matter if you're in build the way you love, or if you're in book and sold out. So thank you so much. I do have a few minutes for questions. Let me know if you have any questions. What questions do you have? What I can cover for you if I have it already. Tracy, I do remember you had a psychology question. And if you like, even if you catching on the replay, comment, or also DM me, let me know what resonated with you. And if you're going through an interesting season in your business, share with me in the DMs. I would like to know how your business is doing and how I can serve you. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you later. Bye, y'all.